Hey guys, so I wanted to do a sketchbook tour. I've never done one of those before, and this is a sketchbook I kind of like. It has a lot of variety. I'm still developing my style, but I think there's some cute and interesting things here, so maybe it might get your juices flowing. So without further ado, let's dive in. So I think one thing you can see straight off the bat is that right off the bat is that I really like Clint. Gustav Klimt is a huge influence of mine, and I absolutely love his work. So from time to time I try to either do some copies or Klimt inspired stuff. This is a crazy abstract thing, which I think is good to do from time to time. I think it's useful to let yourself go and just do something a bit crazy and just play with shape and color. This is another Klimty-esque drawing. I really like throwing in a bit of pattern where I can, and I love golden iridescent watercolors. I was trying to test some water-based oils, and it's really cool. Like I really want to get into it more because I really like the kind of quality that it has. Yeah, that was not a good day. Yeah, so I like to do some photo studies in which I play a bit with the color and kind of change some of the palette, like get a black and white photo and just play with it and try some different things. There's some things about this one that I do like I really like the blue shadow and the warmer, kind of closer colors. This is also water-based oils. As I said, like the vibrancy of the color is so beautiful. And it's something I want to do more in the future. These were just some quick sketches from like old photos from Pinterest. Again, they were black and white photos. I really like doing that because then you're free to experiment with color. And I do find that's pretty cool. Like it frees you up. When you have a good reference and the colors are amazing already, it feels like there's not a lot that you can add. So I do like that about black and white studies. And I like that you can also like just stylize people a bit. Like this lady definitely wasn't like this. But I did wanted to try like a bit of a stylized look on her. But again, black and white photos. These are from imagination. I think it's easy to see that they're like imaginary studies. But I was just trying to get like different shapes for hair and faces. This is a study that I did it was for a painting. What I just liked how it was like kind of eerie. This phrase is actually from a song. There was a Ophelia, like a Shakespeare film that was Hamlet through the vision of Ophelia. And they had a song that had this name that I thought was really cool. It was like Beauty Turns Men into Beasts. And I thought it was really gorgeous. The song is really pretty. Yeah, just like playing with some color, some very Art Nouveau-ish like shapes, an abstract thing that is just for loosening up and having some fun. Just trying again the water-soluble oils again. It was the beginning of a study of one of those commercial artists from the Golden Age in America. I do not remember his name, McCain something. He did a lot of beautiful 60s posters for like films, and his art was very sexy. Anyway, I'll find his name and I'll pop it in. So I'm practicing on watercolors, on lifting, or different techniques. I actually think this is from a Domestika course that I was taking at the time. I really like doing these kind of like quick practices from time to time, and then just color wheel. This was a first study of a painting that I've done. I'll share with you guys later down the line, but it started as a very much like an Art Nouveau poster. It's supposed to be a hair. So I was doing studies of hair, and it needed to have these like flower elements around it, and I was just trying to like simplify roses, which is a tough thing. I feel like anyone that's tried to do botanicals know how hard it is to get like translucency and color and vibrancy, but also delicacy in plants. One thing I really like about Art Nouveau is that it simplifies everything, and I think you can still have the essence of the thing, but I do love like how you can play with shape and play with color and be freed up to experiment and just do things that look elegant. And yeah, so this was watercolor with a colored pencil and some pens. Let me see. Oh, this one is actually a print that I have on my shop. It's called Nurture. And during this sketchbook, I think the reason why I really like the sketchbook is that I was thinking a lot about what I want to say as an artist, and that's the kind of thing I'm exploring right now. So yeah, so I was, if anyone has been paying attention to what's going on since AI, but also with the tech industry, which is where I've been working for most of my professional life, you know, it's been tough. Yeah, and I knew a lot of friends and acquaintances that were suffering a lot with the fear of AI and just how the world is changing. So I wanted to kind of extend a hug to everyone. And yeah, this painting came out of that. Like, I realized what I want to say with my art is mainly I want to help provide comfort to people and kind of nurture the soul. I think that's what art does wonderfully and better than anything in my experience. So yeah, so the little girl is like kind of nested into the wings of a phoenix-like bird, and I do like the kind of sense of comfort that it gives, and that's kind of one thing that I'm trying to aim for now. Like even in this, right? This is sketches of my dog. She does have a broken ear. I'll show you guys later. This is very, very her. And even if it's stylized, which is something I like to do, I do like stylized shapes. Like, I think that implementing things of your day-to-day life is what makes it special, you know? Like, it's what makes your art yours. I don't think you guys can see this one very well, but it was kind of a sketch, again, for an illustration that I didn't take anywhere, at least not yet. Yeah, so as I was saying, like, it was a sketchbook. This was a sketchbook that I tried to explore personal things, and this tiger is actually, I really like this sketch because I think it could be a painting, so maybe I'll do a bigger version of him. But I started thinking of like giving a personality to certain aspects of my internal world. Like, so I have this thing that I think my creativity is kind of an overwhelming, demanding, large tiger god figure, and he's kind of like, yeah, not very easy to reason with, and huge, and sometimes a bit scary, but also awe-inspiring. And one reason that I started drawing the sun and the moon, like a symbol for the sun and the moon in the middle of these paintings about these internal gods, mostly because I feel like that's how I feel like I am. Like, I do have a kind of bright personality, and I try to put out that kind of personality to the people that I love. But I also have a very like internally introspective kind of persona. Like, if I'm left to my own devices for a week, I can distract myself with my own thoughts for a long time. So I feel like I'm always in the middle of like being between the sun and the moon. Yeah, this was just like a bit of an experiment with pearlescent watercolors. I absolutely love shiny things. I think I have a crow inside of me that likes to collect shiny stuff, and I absolutely love like iridescent, pearlescent qualities of things. Like, so I was trying to play a bit with that in these like very stylized portraits. I don't know if you guys can see these very well because they're not colored. But yeah, so I was doing more explorations on these gods for a bit, and I came up with this other god that is a crow. He's a crow, and he represents my anxiety. And I have a painting about this that I can show you guys at the end of the video if you stick around. But yeah, I just thought that, you know, he's the god of repeating thoughts, and that's why he has like a headphone that connects back to his head, and it goes in a cycle. You know, you kind of like, your beliefs kind of reflect what you say and the nasty things you tell yourself. Yeah, this is a development of the tiger idea that I made into like a bigger painting that I will show you guys. So the idea is that the tiger is like full of, you know, crazy shapes and colors and textures and things, and that little girl here right here is meant to be me. Overwhelmed and awe-inspired. Anyway, yeah, so as you guys can see, I was trying to develop this character a lot, and this concept of how would my self character would interact with these, because I wanted to talk about like, yeah, these are parts of yourself and they can't be all negative because they have good intentions and they're part of you. So I think acceptance is the biggest thing, the best thing you can do. Yeah, this was also a sketch for a painting that I've done, the kind of the evolution of the hair painting. That painting, I was trying to explore these like a subconscious themes. So the hair going into the darkness represents like you looking into your own like shadow self and trying to explore darkness and finding resolution or acceptance in it. Yeah, I did draw a lot of rabbits and hares while I was thinking of this idea. And then another idea for a painting that I had, and I did start all these paintings. I haven't finished them, and I think one of the things I want to do in this channel is kind of force myself to record videos of me actually finishing work. Because I've been doing it more and more recently, but I always had a very hard time finishing work. And I had this idea about like a kingfish, a king of the ocean, and he would have this like sexy mermaids around him, and his like entourage of other fish. And yeah, and it's very inspired by this Muka painting. Oddly enough, I mean, it hasn't a lot to do with it, but I absolutely love the frieze. I do love this dude right here, the beast. He's so cool. I just love that Clint like drew this kind of very stylized character that could be in an animation, you know. But yeah, I absolutely love this, and I wanted to do my own kind of version of it in a way. Anyway, this painting ended up taking a very different direction from the sketch that I like it, but I still like the sketch more. So I do feel like this sketch is gonna get redone. One thing that, I don't know if you guys saw my other video, but I do a lot of 3D. I'm a 3D artist by trade. So I keep having these ideas that are in 3D. There are for like, yeah, wall sculptures or busts and stuff. So I wanted to create a piece that was 3D with this jigsaw kind of pattern because yeah, it was kind of like the a metaphor for figuring yourself out, piecing yourself together, and the crows and the anxieties coming out in this one. Well, this one I thought maybe on a more positive theme, like maybe you could have like an eagle that is like your sense of will that could be coming out even of an introspective kind of person. More botanical studies. Yeah, I love botanical art. I think it takes so much practice and technique to do very good botanical art. It's something I really admire. Let's see, what else do we got here? Yeah, this is another conversation between me and my creativity, trying to figure out how we can get along better. It's a weird thing, you know, like being a creative person, I think, because on one hand, you're always, you know, you have these visions, you're haunted by your ideas, and you try to like piece them together and gather the knowledge and the skill that you have available, and just try to make it work and finish it, which to me has always been tough, you know, like seeing a painting to the end has always been really difficult to me. And I think that's why I do a lot of different media, because a different media that I'm not used to feels a bit more forgiving than one that I do often. So here, this is gouache in acrylics, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a couple of months since I've done this one, but I do like how sculptural it is. Like, I've been studying line decker a lot, and I wanted my art to have this kind of sculptural quality to it, especially the painting work. But as I said, like, it's something that I'm still working on. I'm trying to develop like my own technique for the things I want to say. Again, pearlescent flowers, like, not only is hard to do translucent flowers, but how to make them, you know, holographic. Just an extra layer of complexity, you know? Why not? Yeah, so I was doing lots of studies because I have a painting that I am working on still that has like translucent or pearlescent roses. Yeah, some sketches of pretty ladies of the internet. Some stylized, simplified sketches of people from the internet, or klimt ladies. There's a lot of klimt ladies everywhere. This is part of a concept of a game that I was working on briefly with the team, but it didn't move forward. But it was cool. This is a little girl that her name is Mary, and this is Charlotte, her pet goose. And yeah, she's a witch. She's kind of a Kiki style character with a little bit of Beatrix Potter thrown in the mix. I do have a little story with her that is on my Instagram. I made her for Inktober many years ago. And yeah, it was fun to do. Another pencil sketch. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it very well, but I was playing with shape. I do like thick legs with kind of a feminine look. And I'm actually starting to implement a lot of these ideas of these proportions in my sculptures. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. Quick sketch of my dog, of the Luna. Yeah, I just love that side stare that dachshunds do. She's a bit of a mix between a dachshund and a Jack Russell, but she's very doxy-like, and I absolutely love this kind of like side stare, loving side stare she does. So cute. And speaking of sausage dogs, I love colorful artwork, as you can see, and I was just trying to experiment a bit with pastels. It's just a shame that like when you have it in a sketchbook like this, pastels, they kind of tend to blend into each other, which is not great. But yeah, I do like this. I think it could be something cool to have on a wall, you know? Let's see, and there's some stuff glued in here. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Yeah. Again, not great to mix certain things that glue in a sketchbook. This is Macau, an arara. We call it an arara in Portuguese. I'm Brazilian, so we have those in my country. They come from the Amazon. And yeah, I do like the, like, you know, simplified brush strokes. Kind of flat, kind of sculptural in the same way. I think my work is going towards that. Then these are some studies that I did for a painting that was made for my sister. And my sister has this thing that her two children are represented by little birds that we have in our region in Brazil. So yeah, so like the sabiá and the chico-chico, and that's their names, their actual names, not the kids' names, the birds. And yeah, and me and my nephew, we decided to try to paint this very quickly in a large canvas. And we did it. It was really cool. In 3 days, we got a painting together of the two birds. They're supposed to be him and his sister. Anyway, more Leyendecker style studies. There is a painting that Leyendecker did, I think for the Saturday Evening Post, that has this couple and lots, like a massive cluster of roses. I love how romantic his work can be, and I was just zooming in these tiny flowers and trying to mimic kind of the sculptural design shapes that he did. This is also based on a Leyendecker. I think there's the one that has a polo in it. But yeah, I was just like doing a detail study of it. With acrylics as well. Those two are acrylics. More roses. These are really stylized, but I do find like they look really cool. Like at least the original one is really inspiring. I mean, one thing I love about Leyendecker is how, like, yeah, the simplification of shapes is so beautiful, and I love how, yeah, his sculptural shapes have this ribbon-like effect. It's so beautiful, and I know the highlights being slick is Leyendecker's signature, right? This is Luna also being lazy with me, and yeah, just being a cute doggo as she usually is. I was trying to implement some of the stuff that I was learning from Leyendecker on a real life study of her. Yeah, I think it's quite successful. You can see it's her, and I do like there's some simplification of fur here going on. And yeah, it's something I want to do more of. Again, some Leyendecker style studies. These are not Leyendecker pieces themselves. They're either studies, like this one is a study, and these are trying to, like, first steps on trying to make my own version of it. I don't think they're super successful, but you know, it's the beginning. You have to start somewhere. This is a Clint study, again done with pastels, oil pastels, and pencils, and a little bit of watercolor. And this was a concept for a game that I was working on with a friend briefly. It's a shelved project. I don't think it's, you know, it's done yet, or it's forgotten, but yeah, I was just playing a bit with kind of the layout we wanted the game to have. But anyway, maybe I'll talk about this another time. And that's it, pretty much. I mean, I have some loose, silly studies here, but this is it. So yeah, if you stuck around, thank you. That's all I got for you guys for today. Thank you for watching, if you've been with me this far. And let me know in the comments what you thought of the sketches, or some of the ideas and the kind of thought process that I shared with you guys about, you know, creating symbols for your internal landscape and your internal world. I think that's so cathartic and cool. It's the reason why we've been sharing images with each other and enjoying art and going to museums and kind of keeping that as like our own history, you know, your shared history with the world. Like, I feel like museums are pretty much that. They're kind of this amazing, how do you say, like amazing historical accounting of people's like visions, and that is so dope that we can go and go and absorb someone else's ideas and, you know, have them as our own and part of our own like internal mulling over and musings and stuff. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you think like this or if you enjoy yeah, seeing art this way, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. If you haven't, please like and subscribe this video and subscribe to the channel and like the video, and yeah, I'll see you around. Thank you.